Okay, we are on.
We're on.
Yeah.
So, another week of our life, huh?
The last one, maybe, perhaps.
Perhaps.
At last.
Well, you can see behind me. Look behind me.
Yeah.
Can you see that the bookshelf is full of books now?
Uh-huh.
It was not. There was, so it's, that's the sign of progression. But I want to show you something. Look here. Can you see on the floor a strange machine?
Yeah.
You see that?
Yes.
So basically,
What
it's
is the
called
scanner?
no, it's called the copy stand. What it is like it was designed for libraries, or you put the camera and it lifts it up, and the light's perfect. So it's for photographing flat, valuable documents. And I was just looking on Facebook one day or something, and I saw this thing for like somebody is leaving with 1 million things for sale, and this was there, and I phoned him. I said, he said, "Oh, it was my father's. How much do you want to give me?" I said, "Well, like I don't know, $100 or something." And he said, "Okay." And this thing, it's worth thousands, So,
Really?
yeah, but forget the money. What's so beautiful about it for me is it's changed the whole process, because I guess I was being quite conservative because I was creating something that was final.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so now what happens is I create something, I photograph it, so it's documented perfectly high, res, and then I can work on it again.
But when you
And then
say create something, you mean what, like a drawing or a painting or the books?
well, no, okay, let me give you an example here. Wait. So, okay, I'll give you a rude example so we keep people entertained. So here is a picture of a woman
Uh-huh.
Pretending to be a man masturbating, right?
Uh-huh.
So, so I obviously painted this line in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then I say, okay, is that the final piece? And then I reproduce that, and then I say, okay, hang on, let me try it against another setting.
Mm-hmm.
And then I say, okay, hang on, because I'm obsessed with this push me, pull you thing,
Mm-hmm.
maybe we try a doubling, like,
Mm-hmm.
you understand? And
Yeah.
I mean, this is a bad example, but what I'm saying is it will never end.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll show you some other examples. In fact, they end mostly. So that one I would suddenly I want to kind of experiment that the whole thing goes black here.
That's the same image? No, right? It's another image.
Oh yeah, it's a different
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. Okay.
But what am I
What's the
trying
black
to
thing?
say?
How it's you draw it or it's a picture? You just put it together somehow?
No. So that's a photograph.
Yeah.
That's a picture from one book.
Okay.
The woman's torso is from another one.
Okay.
The background is another, and then I drew a paint here and a paint there, but it's not finished,
And then you scan it or you take a photo and then you can work on it again?
I take a photo each time when I think I like it, but then I wake up the next morning and I'm like, that's shit. And then I carry on. And then eventually what starts happening.
So you get a series of all kinds of images that you think you like, but then you understand that you don't like, and then.
Okay, so check this, for example. Sorry, I should have prepared for you a bit better. But for example, let's say, I don't know, for argument's sake, you know, I had originally, I cut out this woman's head,
Uh-huh.
and I can't even remember what I had there, but I say I had this painting,
Yeah.
and then I would, because there was a dialogue about in the story about this kind of transgender, you know, so I would do that. But then I'm like, you know what? Perhaps it needs to be a picture of my mother. And you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
what I'm saying is none of them are right.
Yeah.
And it kind of mimics, you remember you were saying like this act of destroying
Yeah.
something, but it's not to create something
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
It's to carry on the destruction, you know? So,
So
yeah, this is,
you think of it like as each of one of these images is part of the piece, let's call it, or for a series of parts, or you are trying to get to a final.
no, exactly that. I don't think there is a final point.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is the point. I think the point is that this is about destroying icons. You know, it's iconoclastic, and you cannot be an iconoclast and then say, and here's the final result, because it's like suddenly I'm conservative, you know?
Yeah.
But this allows me to say, yes, there's documentation, but there's nothing real. So actually I'm destroying everything.
Mm-hmm.
There will not be an object at the end.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's been a really lovely revelation, and it's freed me, you know, to be a bit more wild with it.
Yeah, I can understand.
And yeah, that's been really enjoyable.
Yeah.
And then of course, yeah, and then I came up with this other plan, which I told you about with this. It's been an exciting week because I must introduce you to this guy, Khaled Baraka, who's an amazing Syrian artist. And he runs two organizations. One is the Syrian Biennale. He's organizing a Biennale for Syrian artists, but of course, because they're all in the diaspora, it will move every year and it will follow the route of exile, right? So starting in Lebanon and then Egypt and then Germany, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And he's an amazing guy. And
Where did you meet him?
I met him when I first arrived in Berlin. I set up an organization called Hands Off Our Revolution. It was 1 week after Trump was elected, and my argument was that the populists were using the language of revolution, but they were stealing it from us. Mm. And so I organized like a series of talks with local artists and stuff, and I met him there. And we stayed in touch, and we've done lots of projects together. And
he lives in Berlin?
He lives in Berlin. He works in the most beautiful building. I'll take you there one day. And he, you know, and what he's also doing, he because the Syrian art community was exploded around the world, he's creating platforms that they can unite and they can rely on each other again, because, you know, I mean, a lot of them are just alone, really alone, you know. And then often I'll do some workshops with him and with some artists, just also about kind of orientating yourself to a very different landscape, you know.
I would like very much to meet him. Yeah, maybe you can do it in frame to have like a night here or something.
Yeah. I mean, you should see his space.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. But yes, it was a nice week with him, and then we came up with this idea to do a fundraising. I told you with
No?
no, we had this idea to make. It's been my dream my whole life is to make a photo studio for portraits, and you know I only shoot on the 5x4, the old camera, yeah, like this. And so it would be a small place. I think I found one in Kreuzberg.
Ah, that's why you asked me about this place. Okay.
So I'm looking for like a little shop front, and um, and you come in and it's got this old camera with the lights, and you know it takes a while to take one, and you can only take 2 pictures because the film is so expensive, this big. So you take and then it takes 2 weeks, you know, 2 weeks to process, and you get a beautiful print made by hand by somebody I know, like one of the best printers on the planet, you know. But the real nice thing is we are going to commission. I'm going to commission artists to paint the backdrop. Normally in a studio you have like these horrible colors, you know, like, and we'll get painters to paint the canvas, and also sculptors to design objects that people can sit on or whatever. And then at the end of the process, we'll have a big auction, and the money from those objects goes to Khaled's organization.
Ah,
So,
okay. Wow. So, you know, I think Daphna's place, the place that Yael told you about, I think it can be quite perfect. I mean, it was in the street level. It's like,
yeah.
I don't know, 15, 20 meters, and there's like a back room.
Where is it?
Prenzlauer Allee. Yeah.
But
Like the other
how,
side.
can you find me the number and I can look at it?
Yeah. I will send you Daphna's number also. She's really nice. She's Israeli. She's
Oh.
married to an Irish guy, and she just left to Ireland for a few weeks. And she actually she asked me if I would like to sublet her place, but I mean,
Wow, it sounds
yeah.
perfect.
I don't know if she found someone, but if not, I will send you her number.
Okay.
Super nice and
Yeah.
wow. Okay, sounds like
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. You remember last week was totally flat, you know?
yeah,
No
yeah,
energy, no.
yeah. But politically, it was quite no
It
one.
was heavy.
It was crazy.
It was heavy.
Yeah.
And also good news about my brother. It looks like he's in remission.
Ah, really?
Yeah,
Okay. Good news.
good news, yeah.
Okay. So the treatment worked.
Yeah, they've looked just under the microscope. It has to go to the lab, but the guy said it looks great. Yeah.
Okay. Actually, I still have this heart disorder.
Listen, I tell you what I'm going to do. I want you to phone my brother.
Okay.
No, I insist on this, okay? I'll tell you why, and I don't want to scare you.
Okay.
But a very good friend of mine, Philip Miller, who's a composer, went to my brother for lunch and said, listen, I've got this strange feeling, but his was more pain, a lot of pain. And, you know, I'm feeling da-da-da for 2 days. And my brother said, come with me, put him in the car and took him to the hospital, and he had surgery within 15 minutes.
Wow.
But it's not going to happen to you because I promise. But no, because it's different. But please, will you talk to him? Because
yeah, I don't know what to say. I mean, I guess I need to do this. How do you call it? This like heart checkup on this. You know, how do you call it when you run on this?
But have you had it?
No, I didn't.
But what's your problem?
I don't know. I don't like going to examinations. No, I will check it up. I don't know. I was just waiting for it to
No, it's not
to be over. No.
Well, either you go to the doctor or you have to phone my brother. I'm warning you.
I'll go.
Okay.
One of these days after I'm dead. Listen, but I really like. I know. I mean, the aim is not to create anything, but I don't know. I still like it very much. I mean, the images have they have this power, this effect. Even the choices, because you make choices, you do choose images and you do choose what to destroy and what. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I'm being a bit protective.
sexual, very very
Yeah,
intense. Yeah,
but but yeah, it's been nice to talk to you because it's to remember the stages, you know.
yeah. I'm like the
Yeah.
Batman, right? You have to show something to every week.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I am. I know many people. I see them like, oh my God, there's
oh
a weekly conversation with Awa now. I have to show something.
no.
But but still, I see like yeah, people need the bad guy in order to do something sometimes, and a lot of them do. I mean, this deadline works.
Absolutely. Uh, I mean, this thing's been a lifesaver. The money has allowed me to buy like that thing and to get someone to help me for a few days. So it's been amazing. You know?
Great, happy to help.
Yeah. I've got some people to suggest. So I must just get them to write.
Uh-huh.
Is that right?
What? I didn't.
I've got some artists to suggest.
Actually, I think we
Or
right
is it-
now we decided. I mean, I think July is already finished. I mean, already picked the artist. I think in August it's not clear what's going to happen. So right now it's on hold.
Okay. Okay.
So I will tell you if it's coming back. I will let you know. But right now,
Okay. Okay. Cool.
okay. Thanks, man.
All right, brother. I'll see you this week.
Of course, we'll be in touch. Hugs.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao.